One topic, two opinions.
I mean, I hate to say it, but if only all the people who research beauty products or yoga mats online would use that time to think about how we could actually reach our climate goals.
That's a really arrogant position. People earn their livings with that stuff, and the majority of them are women.
The Moodring changes color. To red when our guests agree. Blue when they don't.
Hi, I'm Noah. I'm doing a PhD in cultural theory and I'm not on social media. I believe social media harms the people who use it more than it helps them.
My name is Jule. I'm a journalist, and for me, social media is a reflection of society. When people don't take part in social media, they're also not taking part in part of society.
Will they come closer? Or will the mood get chillier? Social media is bad for mental health.
I'd say no. I think there are people who definitely have mental health problems because of social media, but I don't think it's a result of social media in and of itself. I think there's more to the argument on that. I'd advise people to log off and do something else if they start having problems.
I think it's different for young people than it is for adults. For me, it went like this. After I finished high school when I was 19, I signed up for Instagram for the first time. It was very stimulating for me at the time, because a lot of people had the opportunity to react to me if they wanted. It's hard to describe what exactly drew me to the platform. But I think that a lot of people just like to take pictures of themselves, post them and see what happens. For half a year I invested a lot of time liking posts and taking pictures with friends. But at some point I asked myself, what part of myself am I showing to the world?
What you're describing is something I experience over and over. I think a lot about what I'm actually posting. Who am I now and who would I like to be? But I find it liberating to be able to reinvent who I want to be over and over again, to become something new and find new inspirations. What I don't understand is why you decided in that moment to leave, because there's not just one way to take part in social media.
I think I didn't have the self-confidence to try something new back then. What I was seeing of other people was superficial. Other messages prioritizing certain topics or talking about important things. Maybe I just never experienced that. That wasn't my Instagram. It was certainly the result of my surroundings, but that's definitely something that would interest me.
Social media would be a better place without influencers.
No.
I'm leaning towards yes.
I think that's a misogynistic position. Yes, I know there are male ones as well, but the most prominent influencers in our country are women. I think this narrative about influencers has replaced dumb blonde jokes. For me, the topic is quite personal as well, because even though I don't earn the majority of my money from influencing, I do sometimes make money from Instagram. It was a source of income when I was pregnant with my 2 kids and in the period right after I gave birth. I wasn't able to do my other jobs that require me to travel, and that gave me a freedom I really appreciate.
What you said is correct, and I don't want to disparage the work of influencers. They have a lot of reach and power regarding which topics are discussed and what people reveal about themselves. That has a big impact on consumption. The way social media works now, lifestyle habits end up leading to more consumption. And it's a shame that it gets so much attention. I hate to say it, but if only all the people who research beauty products and yoga mats online would use that time to think about what we could do to reach our climate goals.
I think that's a really arrogant assessment, because people earn their livings with that stuff, and the majority of them are women. We live in a society in which women often can't earn money anymore when they have children. They have to sit at home instead because their male partners often earn a bit more. To then moralize a job that is primarily done by women despite these facts is a bit hypocritical. We ask these women, aren't you thinking about the climate? You could also ask lawyers, how much money do you donate from all the money that you earn? I think it's wrong to hold influencers to this standard.
Right, but that's the difference. Yes, I would like to earn money, but influencers earn money by presenting particular topics as relevant. And I think it's a problem that they're given so much weight. We shouldn't be talking so much about which beauty products we use or where we're going on vacation. Those are small issues that get way too much attention. And there are also individualistic problems.
But which other jobs do you judge so harshly? When you get on a soapbox and say you want to make moral judgments about how people work and whether or not it's useful, then you should start with other professions. But honestly, you shouldn't really do that at all, because it's just a way to earn money via consumption of certain products. For me, that's not a bad thing at all.
Right, a lot of people earn their living from it, but you can still recognize that it's a problem. I think that the way we consume is a problem. I think we're not going to agree on this.
For me, I don't think it's a problem.
But do you think consumption isn't related to climate change?
I would say that if we're going to have a dialogue about the climate, then we have to go about it differently. I would first start with politicians instead of blaming the saleswoman or the influencer for making sure that a fifth pair of period underwear gets sold. That's the problem.
Social media is a danger for children and young people.
I'm leaning towards yes.
I think social media is more of an opportunity than danger.
When I say it's a danger for children and young people, I mostly mean in relation to the insecurity that young people experience growing up. Who am I? Who do I want to be? Am I okay the way I am? It's already extremely difficult for young people growing up in our society to accept who they are. And social media makes things even worse.
I mostly agree with what you're saying, but I would put the focus somewhere else. For me, it's still positive, for example, that young people are confronted with other ways of life relatively early. I have 2 boys now. I see the dangers firsthand. I would never downplay them because I know they exist. As a mother, it really scares me because I sometimes wonder how all of that be solved. But for me, the answer is this. The opportunities for something positive are so great that I let them take part on social media, while keeping an eye on the potential dangers. I think they're really social networks, and I really believe that people can meet wonderful people and make great friends there.
Yes, if it allows people to develop relationships that are then maintained outside of social media, then it's great. If people on social media want to overcome their mental health crises via social media, then it becomes critical.
It can become critical, yes.
Studies on the issue are pretty clear. For people experiencing a mental health crisis, contact with people can contribute to the long-term improvement, but social media makes it worse.
There was recently a study about bots talking to suicidal people. People who make the decision to take their lives can even be helped by talking to a bot on the internet who asks them how they're doing and sends automatic answers. One reason for that is that people often feel unheard in that moment. That tends to lead to people experiencing psychological problems or that are in really dire situations, deciding not to end their lives because they felt hurt by the bot. And if that helps, then great. That's wonderful.
That's interesting. In a situation like that, it can certainly help. We have to end in harmony.
Yeah, but I really like it that way. You can handle disagreement. I think it's difficult when people say we want the same things, but sometimes we don't. That's not necessarily a bad thing. People can have different opinions, and you handle that very well, in my opinion.
Thanks.
Social media is just part of our lives in 2023.
I completely agree with that.
Me too.
For me, social media is a mirror of society. Society takes place there too, and when people don't take part in it at all, then they're also not taking part in a part of society. We can also discuss if people should post or not. I'm a bit of a hardliner when it comes to that. I think people should participate in social media by posting content.
Yes, I also think it's definitely a part of society, an important part. However, I wouldn't say it's an accurate representation of society. I think there are many ways of life in Germany that are not represented there. Social media is not part of my life.
Do you also experience moments where you think you're missing out on something?
When I think of the people I know, including my friends, they usually say the reason social media is a part of their lives is because they read the news, inform themselves about political topics, relax, or look at funny things. But I can do all of those things without social media, though people can learn about important events from news sites as well. I also avoid social media as a form of self-protection.
Yes, fair enough.
So, what's the conclusion? Did our guests grow any closer?
I thought this was a great talk. If I had another 25 minutes with Noah, I think he would have signed up for Instagram.
I found the discussion a bit challenging at times, but mostly very interesting.
On a lot of points, I think it's really good to have someone like Noah as a friend. Because I think that he recognizes dangers before they become extremely serious. We definitely agree on a lot of points about the dangers. I still think I draw other conclusions from them, though.
I definitely see the dangers, and for me the dangers outweigh the benefit. I completely understand Jule's arguments and they make sense, but they wouldn't lead me to change my behavior on social media.
I would have liked to convince him to use it, because I really believe that people should be active on social media if they have fun, and Noah would have fun.